Yep.
Dabba-dabba-doo.
Yabba dabba doo. Jetsons, meet the Jetsons.
You're, you're you're frozen in such an
Nailed it.
awesome look for hearing Yabba Dabba Doo.
Oh man, I wish I could see
Like,
it. Is it going to be the whole way for you
oh,
with me
hold on.
being frozen?
I, it's ever since you Yabba Dabba Dude. Damn it! It also won't let me send a photo.
I can see
Um,
myself moving.
okay.
Did you do your
Will
bi-monthly modem reset?
I actually haven't reset it in a while. Hold on here. Ah. Oh wait!
Oh, you're
No.
sharing a screen. Look at this. Oh, am I
Yeah,
moving
but
now?
now you're moving again. All right, well, whatever.
That's the thing. You just got to share the screen, and it'll fix everything. Hello, this is
That looks pretty.
the
That looks
witching
pretty
hour.
trippy though. We
This
are
is the
in the
witching hour, as they
witching
say on
hour,
Red Zone.
where questions
This is when,
become answers.
and for us, that means we couldn't really record the pod any later than right now for it to come out on Wednesday
That's
morning.
correct.
It
That's
will
correct.
be released in less than 12 hours. That's how
This is the
fresh it is, you
fastest turner.
guys.
This is the yeah, right. Everything is current. We're gonna talk about everything that
So
happened
hot.
earlier today on September 10th.
Mm-hmm. We are going to be live commentary of the debate. Everybody's talking about it. And if you're listening to this Wednesday morning instead of debate coverage, good for you, man. Live your life.
Right.
You know what? Just have a pleasant day. Please enjoy it.
No, it's gonna be perfect though. So hopefully someone's listening to this before they start work, and then when people go like, "So, what'd you think about the debates yesterday?" and you're gonna answer like, "You know what? Matt had a lot of good points, but I think Jeff really came into his own." And they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" You're like, "The discussions, right? That's what you're talking about, the pod."
Hmm? We're
And
just
that's how
counter
the
programming. That's what they
yeah.
call it in the business. We're counter programming to the debate. So,
It's we're up against the
um,
debate. We're the alternative. Okay. It's
yeah.
down the street from me.
Uh,
It's like 15 miles away from me.
you're in the sphere of the debate.
Yeah, I wasn't even
I wonder if you're
invited.
going to be better. Yeah.
No.
Um, well, whoever's here, um, please enjoy a new podcast. Why don't you just come along for the ride?
Ah, play.
I've confused my priorities.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Isn't it
It's late.
supposed to
I
come
work all
to
day.
me? Yes, this is how it's meant to be. Every little thing flashing on a screen.
Dude, whoa,
My daddy worked hard for
whoa.
this.
What?
No lie, no lie. I just got a text on my phone that says Kamala's debate is tonight. If we raise $1 million before it ends, Trump will be finished. Dude, my phone is spying. Do
But
you
what does that
believe my
even
phone
mean?
heard me and sent me a text? I don't know. Trump will be finished. What's a 202? Isn't that DC, the area code? We raise
You would
$1
know that
million.
better than me.
$1 million. Is that a lot?
But be careful donating to that. It sounds less like a campaign and more like hiring a hitman. Like that. That sounded
Definitely.
really. That sounds an aggressive text.
Um, all right. That's been debate talk with Matt and Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
This coming from two guys that are 1-0 in their most important fantasy football leagues. So what a weekend.
Wow.
What a sports weekend we've had.
Yeah.
We took a trip like grown men to hang out with some buddies. Well, more your friends. Now my friends. But you
Yeah.
know what? I feel comfortable. That's a testament
There
to
you
you
go.
and the friends
Wow.
that you've made along the way. Sometimes the friends we made along the way are the friends we made along the way.
That's
You know? I don't know
insightful.
if you ever
It's
think
it's
about
kind of
that.
just repeating, but it still sounds nice.
But it's like, it was like just games. It's like whenever I
Yeah.
tell people like, "What are your hobbies?" and I say games, and like what games? I'm like just any kind of competition or like any kind of stakes, anything like that. That's what the whole weekend was, you guys. Not as many video games as I'd like, but um, poker, gambling, football on 3 TVs, outdoor games, board games, different card games, a lot of money exchanged. Sort of. Not. I mean, it was really just to kind of hang out, celebrate a birthday, and just play games. Like at any, like, what do you got? What do you want to do now? It wasn't like, what do you want to do now? Like, where do you want to go eat? What tourist attraction do you want to see? Which river do you want to go float on? Where do you want to go shopping? It was like, what game do you want to play now? We've got 20 hours left.
We
in
all
the day.
understand. We all understand that now that this game's done, we're gonna play a game. It's just deciding like to what extent. Will there be physical attributes like darts, or will there
Darts,
be
yep.
yeah? Will it
Shuffleboard.
be shuffleboard or on our phones or a board game or a card game? Now, when we say card games,
Jackbox.
there was gambling card games and there was non-gambling card games. Like
The only game we didn't play somehow was Uno. I don't know how we didn't come around to Uno, but
I don't know.
what
Just
a trip.
Wasn't in the cards. Ha!
Hold on.
That's good. That was really quick too. Yeah, we definitely didn't
fudge-a.
have to wait for that.
And dude, what's on your Mount Rushmore callback? Callback, you guys.
Oh.
All you fans, you guys know. Also, as a digression, Jeff is slowly getting back to people who he said he would get back to on Facebook, who answered his question about Mount Rushmores, and he maybe isn't doing that anymore. I don't know. But over the next year or so, maybe I'll
Right.
get back to you.
Right.
But what's on your Mount Rushmore of, we'll call them lawn games, outdoor games, maybe like
Okay.
not sports, but like just outdoor, like recreational, slow style, like can have a drink in your hand games. Because I learned a new one this week, you guys. Coob? Is that what it's called? Kubb?
Coob. Mm-hmm. Coob.
Am I right? Okay. I'd never heard of that. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's one of those throw shit at shit games we all love.
Right? If you're into lawn games, you're like, that's most of them. Yeah. I'm gonna throw something at something. Okay. Okay. I think it's easily cornhole. Cornhole's up there. Cornhole is, I think, the lawn game. I think it's the pinnacle game. I think it's the most popular game in barbecues around the country. I don't think it's regional at all.
True.
Um,
Hard
such
for that
an
not
ex-
to be on the Mount Rushmore.
I did play in a league, a bar league, and got destroyed. So that was demoralizing. Never played in the league again. But yeah, I love throwing bags. I think it's a good time. Next one, I would say, is I'm a big fan of ladder ball. Ladder ball, you're taking two balls tied together with a rope, and you're throwing at a structure where you're trying to get it stuck on a rung of either there's 3 rungs on the ladder, and you try to get to wrap around the ladder, scoring different points for how high you get it. So I think ladder ball is a big
Somehow
one.
never played that. I know of it, but
Really?
it seems like, it seems like a classic. But it's not on my Mount Rushmore, I guess, because I've never done it.
After
Never come
that,
across
I
it.
think I got to go.
That's what she said.
Oh, I think I got to go Can Jam, a Western New York birth favorite.
Whoa. That's right.
Very, very fun. However, I will say that when you find out what like the like league distance is between cans, you're like, I can't throw a frisbee that straight for that far. So on a shorter course, I think Can Jam is great because you're duck and dodge and dip, dive and dodge, trying to smack.
Trying to tip frisbees into little slots.
Yeah, and it's kind of great because it's like you can be kind of bad at it, but if your partner's willing to get crazy and reckless and dive for stuff to smack it back, you can still have a fun game. And there's, you cheer so hard when someone jams one, or possibly even if you get the almighty slotted shot and win the game. I mean, there's no version of that in cornhole or ladder ball when all of a sudden the game can end because you hit a phenomenal shot. Like that's like when NBA Jam came out with NBA Jam Tournament Edition, and you could play the hot spots and shoot like 9-point shots in basketball. Oh man! So I think
you're basically throwing the frisbee through a slot that's just barely bigger than the frisbee.
That's correct.
Like one of those.
Yeah. And then, man, it might be my Teddy Roosevelt. Coob might be my Teddy Roosevelt. And I mentioned this a little bit, and I'll tell you why, folks. Because not the problem with lawn games, but the dilemma often faced with lawn games is that you need balanced teams, or they often max out at 4 people per team. Coob, you could play 1-on-1, all the way up to 6 people on either side, but you don't need the same amount of people on each side, and it can stay fair, which is a pretty great attribute. So I think that's a big reason. I think really we've seen that anyone can play, and you can pick it up just as well as you could any other lawn game. I mean, certainly it's more on the rank of cornhole with being able how quick you could pick up the sport, as opposed to like if you can't throw a frisbee, like can jam's never going to work. If ladder ball people can get used to, but I think Coop people can pick up pretty quick. It's just underhand tossing a wooden baton at blocks for the most simple version of that. And yeah, I think it belongs up there for me.
I could see wanting to play that again. So it's my first time playing Cube. Yeah, and it's like just these wooden blocks that represent different castles. It's like a Viking game, and you're just tossing this thick wooden dowel rod right at it. Just grasping it. It kind of felt a little bit steamy, a little bit romantic, like I was just holding my own dowel in my hand, because it was the same size, exactly the same size. What were they, like 16 inches? 3 inches thick. You know what? I think I have my measurements down. Super fun. I'd put that in the Mount Rushmore. I would play it again. Can Jam, what's funny, in a not funny way, is that it made it to Texas from a friend who had lived in Binghamton. So they must have brought it down, and people used to play. Used to get like pretty hardcore into some Can Jam games down there. That is a good game. Bags for sure is always on there. I guess the only ones I could toss in, I like lawn bowling, bocce ball. If it's like a proper set, like if it's weighted well, and if it's a good like grass space, like too often, the lawn itself can be too shitty to play, but it can still be fun. But I just like, it's sort of like, because I like curling. I like the idea of like the closest to the whatever, like kind of a horseshoe thing. Closest to the deal gets all the points. Closest to the pill with lawn bowling. And I like tossing little metal circles. So I like
Washers?
that version. I don't know what it's called. Yeah.
Washers?
So yeah, washers. Washers. Yeah. So that's basically sort of like bags, but washers. Yeah, a little Midwest style. They love it in the Midwest, the washers. So I think those would be mine. Never really played lawn darts. There's an argument to be made for the drop the little metal circle on the string over the hook. That's a great bar game. Usually you play it outside, but it can be played inside, so who knows? Maybe it's not one or the other. But I think we've nailed it.
Yeah. A lot of good games out there. There's not a lawn game that I don't want to try as soon as I see it. Like if I see a lawn game that like I've never seen before, I'm like, I want to know what this is. Can I play this? There was a weird one. Oh man. Let me see if I can find it just by Googling nonsensical words. Game. Wooden circles. There's like this lawn game that was I was introduced to, and it was very similar to like bocce, but instead of like throwing, wooden balls, they were like discs, like almost like pucks, like wooden hockey pucks,
Okay.
and you had to like roll them, like so that they would roll like a wheel
Ooh.
and get near the Polino, and whatever side the disc had two values on it. So even if you got close enough, depending on which way it fell, gave you different points, but you still played till 21. Man, I have no idea how to even look this up, but I played it at a barbecue at a Memorial Day gathering this year, and I had never seen it before. Okay, Rollers. Rollors. Rollers is the game. Weird.
Rollers game.
And I still haven't seen it
Rollers.
since.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, it looks like, exactly as you said. Little wooden pucks that you roll at targets. I like it. There is a version now. My sister got it for me for Christmas, like the hockey version of cornhole. And I forgot the name of it, but I have it. It's got little nets, and you shoot pucks to the other side. I should
Shoot
remember
with
what
like
it's
a
called.
hockey stick?
Yeah, shoot with a hockey. They have like a little, a little surface you put on the ground to mimic an ice surface, and yeah, you just the sauce kit, the saucer or something like that. It's pretty good, but not a lot of croquet these days, huh? Remember that used to reign supreme back in 19 and 17, but over the years it's kind of waned off. I think I played it as a kid at my grandparents'. I think we all had a croquet set growing up. And we probably all played by our own rules. And does anybody remember the rules to this day? It may have gotten lost.
I think everyone's grandparents had a croquet set. You're right, because that's primarily where I would play is at my grandparents when we would go down to visit them on the southern tier. Is that they had a croquet set, and like you were excited to play. So like you set up the poles and you set up the wickets.
Yeah.
But right, there was actually supposed to be a particular way to play, but like we would set up the wickets more of like an obstacle course. So instead of like the formal way of setting them up, we would set them up all over the place. Yeah,
And
I don't know.
it ultimately became like, hey, try to hit as many balls as you can at once, like line them all up. Put your foot, hold down one ball, and let it do the chain reaction to smack all the other balls.
We were doing
That's
physics
all.
experiments and
evolved
not
into
even
that all the
realizing
time.
it. Our physics teachers would have been so proud that we were entertained by physics.
One of the major elements of the weekend, for me, thinking through it, was being around children. A couple of young boys average around the age of 10. So the host and the hostess, great house, by the way, great hosts, all time Mount Rushmore performance of hosting, I would say.
Wow.
In terms of sleeping arrangements, food availability, even tried to cook a medium rare burger upon request. I know it was something out of their wheelhouse, but they did it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Very appreciative. But then having the kids around is fucking hilarious. Like I don't know. So yeah, they both play hockey. They fucking love Fortnite, which of course they do. Of course they love Fortnite. But they got like TVs in every room, PlayStations, Xboxes, all kinds of shit, and they are fucking in love with this game. And then I, just made me think like, am I ready to be a father to a 9 or 10-year-old? Probably not. It's probably a little soon. It's probably quick. Probably should start with 0. But do you have thoughts? Does it bring up ideas of fatherhood for you? And if yes or no, I guess it doesn't matter. But what do you envision? What kind of dad are you, do you think? Do you think you'd be? Have you thought about it? Who are your influences?
I mean, yeah, you think
Besides
about,
Bill Cosby.
you think about what you would be and how you would handle stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think you have influences. I think you handle the concept. I mean, again, folks, this is not about people coming at me and being like, you actually don't understand how it is and how hard, like, I'll be honest with you. You can complain all you want. I don't really fucking care. But what I'm saying is like you kind of handle kids how like you're like, all right, how would I want? What's the right thing to do, and how do you get like how do you make sure that they're enjoying themselves, feel comfortable with conflict, feel comfortable expressing themselves, and like you just always think of like stuff like that of like trying how do I just reinforce that in general. So I think it's the balance. I think it's the balance of having fun and then also like trying to be not an authoritative figure, but like be the pushback that they don't want for their own good, so that they can process like what you can and can't do in life. Like, so I'm always just intrigued when you see people parent, and it's like, all right, they can be positive influences for the kid, fun influences, funny, play around with them. But then when the kid either gets pissy about something or anything like that, you just go like, oh, well, we're not doing that. And you shut them down and you take something away from them or something like that. Not anything other than, oh, you think that it's okay to do what you just did? Okay, well, now you're losing this privilege until you stop doing it, or then you'll get it back later. And it's like kids don't need to be swatted and stuff like that and physically, abused or anything like that. I mean, my thought is that
What a hot take.
it is for some people.
I know.
But more of just like I don't know. I think that there is ways to balance stuff. Is it easy? No, I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying if you are someone who thinks that physical punishment is needed for a child to understand, I would argue that you are incorrect and that you are just lazy and don't know how to address the situation, so that's your last resort. And that's how you handle it. Now
Yeah, I'm always
talk.
like, dude, I would never yell at my kid. Like, I just don't think I have it in me to do it. And then, like, I hear them doing the thing of like, they're doing this thing and I don't like it. But you remember before you said they couldn't do it, so now I'm like, I'm telling on them in front of you, just like, holy shit, I can't fucking do this. Now you both
Yeah.
shut up. You're both idiots. Yeah, there's like that element of it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the more I think about it, I think I would just be like, I don't fucking know anything, and
Yeah.
how do you tell that to a kid? You know, to be like, that's a great. I don't know. I don't know. This is my first time I'm dealing with this, and you. I have experience, so I understand that not knowing is okay, but you don't because you need an answer, and this is new to you, and you expect me to have an
No.
answer. And
But
this
that's
conversation we're having doesn't make any sense to you. So, like,
But like, isn't that
I
like?
don't know. Like, part
Isn't
of it's
that
like,
part of the?
yeah.
Then isn't that part of the challenge? Then is like telling your like, especially in today's age, it's hard to explain to kids. But like, it's important to explain to kids like, yeah, you can't Google everything because the the answers are out there, but 2024 internet is filled with more opinions and bullshit than actual facts. And it's well, not more facts, but it's harder to get to the facts. It's hard to get to objective information. So it's okay to like. I think it's an interesting thing to like think that you should tell kids it's okay to not know the answer and like piece things together from your prior experience and then just go with your best guess. Like I think it's important for kids to realize that, like, right, because that you need that skill for school, you need that skill for life experiences, working, building on things like working a trade, anything. You should have problem solving and critical thinking that goes, I've never seen this thing, but based on what I know about myself, what I know about everything else, what I've had experience up to this point, these are decisions I can make. So it's an interesting take. Instead of acting like not knowing the answer is a problem.
Yeah. Or just listen. It seems easy, and then this probably runs its course then at some point. But just listening and being like, what are you feeling? What are you feeling, little person? Why do you feel that way? You don't know how to convey it? Guess what? We don't. None of us do, or it takes a long time to learn it. But try, try to say it.
Hmm.
Like I'm not gonna. Maybe I don't punish you, like in a certain way, but your punishment is you have to try to tell me how you're feeling and try to explain it the best that you can, and you'll get better at it over time because nobody's very good at it. That's what I mean. Part of me wants to go that direction because I think just being heard and feeling like you have a relationship with somebody that does, I don't know if it's strictly validate, but at least has an audience for you, maybe is one of the big things. I don't know. Again, coming from a place of ignorance, but maybe that's the advantage of if I had a kid in my 40s is I can appreciate these things more than I would have when I was in my 20s or 30s. The downside is I will be dead when they are very young. But another great lesson for them: have children early. That would be their lesson, sooner than my stupid dad did. Um, but it is interesting. I mean, I don't think about it a lot because I'm not in that circumstance. I live, by myself. Whenever I retire at night from whatever I'm doing, I go back home and turn on YouTube or whatever, just chill, play some games. So it's a very, very different lifestyle, but it's fun. I mean, just the whole no weekend. Yeah, they gotta go to bed at 8:30, and I'm like, that's just a fun thing to have to do every night. have to. There's a bedtime. There's a wake up time.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go to hockey. Remember that thing you like doing? You like playing hockey? Well, wake the fuck up. We got to go play hockey.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And it turns into
yeah,
like,
it's-
do I have hockey tomorrow? It's like, well, why are you saying that as if you want nothing to do with
Yeah.
it? But you can have, every
Hey,
kid
remember
can
this-
think of that.
yeah.
Every kid can think of being forced to go to the thing that they're supposed to enjoy.
But I want to play Fortnite. Okay, play Fortnite. 3 games later, I don't want to play Fortnite. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want for breakfast? Oreos. Fuck yeah. All right. What a life. It's a- but
Yeah.
it was
I
fun.
mean,
I like it.
yeah.
It makes me want it. Have kids. So, Strange Fam, if you want kids, let me know in the comments. And it's okay. They can be furry. They can be half human, half furry. Whatever. We know where our bread is buttered these days. So it's okay. Did you have any other takeaways from the dude trip? I was wondering if it'd be the last weekend I watched football ever, because it's hard to like top the 3 TVs with the red zone and the projector and all that and the gambling. It feels like I already peaked with football until the Super
Crap,
Bowl.
I
Like, I don't know if
peaked
I'll be able
week
to
one.
enjoy it again. Yeah.
No. I mean,
We had
that's.
the Friday night
I know. We got
college
spoiled
ball,
with,
like the whole
we got,
thing.
We got spoiled with Friday night NFL game, and there was baseball on when it was appropriate for some Yankee games, college football. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of things going on, but yeah, I mean, I will tell you this: like, it was a rough commute for me, but it was absolutely worth it. I mean, so mission accomplished. We are bummed that our buddy Jay couldn't be there because he kind of put it together, to be honest with you,
Oh, really?
and had to cancel. Yeah, Boyko was supposed to be there, but had to hang back in Tennessee. Couldn't make it. But yeah, I mean, great time. Would do it again. 5 stars. Loved the facilities. Again, very gracious for our host.
They were great facilities. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sleeping arrangements and food. Like, always just being like, okay, what do you guys want? We picked up this. I'm like, you don't have to do any. Like, that's a weird thing that like I get really uncomfortable with, is like people like planning so much, like, and having like, I mean, folks, we're talking like snacks were laid out for us in the basement, like peanuts and popcorn, and
They had
like,
a popcorn machine.
yeah, like. It's very, very accommodating. They always are when I travel and see them, but there's a level of like I feel guilty when people cater to me because I'm like, I don't know how to be
Yeah.
a good guest. So,
I mean, he's sort of like, it's maybe it's an age thing. Like the more I've done it, or I started to get used to it more. Like it's like once I can tell somebody's like comfortable. Like, no, don't worry about it. Then I'm in. I'm like, okay, this is the way you like. Because I think at this point, like if somebody was like, hey, can you chip in like $30 for this? I'd be like, yes, whatever, yeah. But if they're like, from the get go, they're like, dude, don't worry about it. We're good, I got it. Then I don't feel bad about. Because like at this point, I don't think anybody our age like would lie about that or pretend. I mean, that's definitely not true what I'm saying, but people that I think we know or are comfortable hanging out with are definitely people that would lie about that. But no, don't, no, I got this, dude. I'm totally good. I know there's people that are like that, but it's like I think you just get through it and then you just enjoy. I think the best thing you can do is enjoy the people that are hosting and want to do it, and just like be appreciative and say thank you and shit. Just
yeah.
that kind of stuff. Sometimes, sometimes sometimes we act like little assholes. So anyway, I don't know what we say stupid shit and make fun of the host and each other, but that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the tax that goes along with it. But yeah, you and me bunked up in a living space for the first time,
That's true.
really ever.
That's true.
You took the bed, I took the mattress. Probably the best air mattress experience I've had in my life.
Really?
I'm gonna say that. 2 nights, never had to put air back in it. Didn't lose air. Didn't wake up on the ground. Just super comfy. Like I could live on that air mattress.
Wow.
And plus having the bathroom in our space too. Just that's all you want. And I only woke up one time. The first time I woke up is the only time I freaked out. It's always like when you sleep somewhere else for the first time and you wake up and it's dark in the middle of the night. And you're like, what the fuck? And your half asleep brain's like, the fuck am I? Where's the lighting I'm used to and the shit that I see? When I wake up, I'm scared. And then you're like, okay, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm all right.
I remember. I
Okay.
meant to be here.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad I went. There's an element of like makes it easy to not go and do those things, but it was totally worth it. And I'm gonna give you props too on this. One morning, I mean, I like to stay active. It's part of my, I don't know. I'm OCD about it now, but it's part of like balancing whatever anxieties I have. I like to try to work out every day or do something, even go for a walk. But I was gonna go for a run. We were drinking too, so we were all mildly hungover. Had an egg sandwich. I was like, I'm gonna go for a run. And you're like, you know what? I'm gonna join you. I was like, ooh, a little Tim Allen in my mind, and sure enough,
Without
you
my
did.
running shoes or any proper running attire beyond basketball shorts and a t-shirt, like I was not equipped to do such things.
Yeah, I was like, fuck yeah, dude, and it was like it made me like it gave me so much energy because that was like Friday night going into Saturday morning. Just had that mild hangover of like whatever. Honestly, didn't feel bad really at all, but it was just like just get that wind in your face, that buffalo wind running on a road that's way too dangerous to be running on for sure. Like there wasn't a 0% chance we weren't going to get run over. But then we found somewhere to pee off in the woods, in somebody's driveway, someone's secret driveway. It was fun. Like that totally like that was like the getting up, like having that one night. The first night's easy because you're like just hanging, watching a game. But then that next morning, now it's like the full day is ready. It's ahead of you. But getting that run, it felt so good. I was pumped that you went.
Yeah.
I was it's like good job, Jeff. Not that I didn't think you had it in you.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I know you've run 5Ks, but you didn't have to.
I'm really bad at it traveling. The problem is I have a weird dynamic of like a FOMO concept of if I'm visiting people, and this is the odd thing because I didn't bring my workout stuff with me, but a lot of times I'll travel and I will bring running shoes and my proper running like shorts and shirts, and they'll sit in my bag and I won't go. And the reason is because if I'm the only one going, I feel like I'm going to miss spending quality time with whomever I'm traveling with or whoever I'm visiting. So like I have a really tough time getting myself to go do the thing, even if I actually want to. Like, it's like the same concept of concerts and stuff. So when you were like, I'm going to go run, I'm like, well, now someone else is going. So that makes me choose to go a lot easier. So, I should thank you for going, because then that got me out to go. So, yeah, I mean, it was good. Got a couple, got just over like 2.5 miles or so. Nice little joggy jog. And yeah, you know what? It's a weird feeling when you have to go pee, and you're running, because you're like,
I
there's
know.
no real easy solution, and so
It
it's
always
kinda
starts
like,
about a mile in. Yeah.
yeah, and it's annoying because I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong. You have to go to the bathroom. Like, going to the bathroom in the woods is not doing something wrong. Like, I know we're accustomed to going in a toilet, but going in the woods is not wrong. But I'm afraid that someone's going to come out and have a different opinion because I am peeing in the wild. And, like, I'm not exposing myself. I'm trying to go off the beaten path. I'm trying to go away from traffic, and I'm trying not to go in anything that is remotely in like a lawn or inhabitable space or anything. But I still am worried while I'm going. I'm like, this is the most intense moment of my life. I just want to not be doing this. Like, terrified. And I'm like, I gotta get back to the street, because once I get back to the street and I'm running, then we're past the
Yeah.
fight or flight
It's legal
stage.
again. Yeah. I'm not in trouble if I'm running again. Yeah.
Yes, that's what
I'm
it
not in
is. It's
trouble
like,
at all.
I can plausible deniability. You like, show me the tapes. You didn't see shit. Now, if you catch me and I'm peeing, yeah, I'm in a way worse spot. But yeah, it's not a feeling of guilt. It's a feeling of worry.
at all.
Perfect. It's not a feeling of guilt. I don't feel bad for doing it, but it's like, I just don't want to have a confrontation because someone's wondering why a person is peeing.
I just took an upper decker.
Oh.
I do that on the like the trail behind the college often enough where you can go either way on it. It's like a mile, but if I have to pee on there, I'm like, I just got to go pull off. But then I'm like, I'm trying to do the math of which direction people were going that I already passed, and to make sure, like, unless somebody new came onto the trail from another way, and it's just the whole time it's the most uncomfortable pee because you're just going right and left the whole time. Just balls in hand, trying to sort of cover. And it's like, it's the most vulnerable you are in your life. It's just dick out, just peeing, because you can't just, it'd be hard. It just, I don't like it. I wish normalize having your dick out on a public trail. Let's do
Nope.
that.
Nope, that's not what we want. That's not right.
There's got to be a way to better word that, but
Until we find that.
yeah, successful trip. So, on the way home,
Okay.
I'll say this just to drop him in. Super producer Kalola was my personal driver for the weekend, so appreciate that. Just put my thanks out to that. Successful driving, good driver. Loves to stop at a gas station to get snacks along the way, and I appreciate that. When we were driving home, I got a text from like an old friend out of nowhere. Said, hey, where in upstate New York do you live? What city? And also, are you into Pokemon? I was like, what the fuck is it? Like, what? And I was like, so it's like the city, Auburn, and I was like, I've never played. I'm very familiar with Pokemon and a lot of Pokemon, and that there are games and sort of the idea of it. I've never done it, but I'm familiar with it. And I was like, why? And then they were like, oh, just like, I'm coming to upstate New York. I guess I'm going to Albany, but I'd seen if it was near. But also, like, I'm very addicted to Pokemon Go.
Oh, I
was
knew
like,
where that
okay.
was going.
Like,
I 100% knew where
do
that was
I need
going.
do I need to get into this or what? So I am now a Pokemon goer for the last few days since I came back.
Really?
I've tried it for I didn't get into it 10 years ago whenever it came out. but I've tried it, and now I'm $12 into a free phone game. Just to let you know where I am on it. So I'm like, it's so stupid and fun, and now
It's
like
free. It's
because you can
perfect.
connect it with like, yeah, but it also ties into like my Apple like fitness stuff and walking around and all. Like, because if you walk around, it'll count your miles, and if you have miles, then it'll hatch your like. I don't know. I mean, I know like Charmander, Pikachu, you know, Gengar, I don't know, Eevee. I don't know. I know that maybe I could name off 10 Pokemon. I guess not. But now I've just met so many, and now they're my friends. So this is my way of getting into a new community of people, much like the furries that I think we can now capitalize on. And it's the Pokemon. It's the Pokemonsters. What do we call them? I don't know.
Pokemon
The
trainers.
Pokemon goers. But I don't know. I think I might. I'm into it, and I I don't know what to do about that. So, did
Okay.
you ever play Pokemon Go before?
I think I downloaded it when it first came out. Excuse me. I don't. I maybe played it a little bit. Then there was like a Harry Potter one that came out, and I downloaded that for some odd reason, and I played that for like a morning at work. Probably should have been working, but no. But you know, Caitlin is a big Pokemon Go person, and I got a couple friends down here that are also Pokemon Go people. So I am.
Well, we need to be
aware of
friends
the
so that we can
culture.
share monsters.
Yes, I know that. That's
We got to
a
share
thing.
pocket monsters. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that she once had a Pokemon in a gym for like months on end because it was like up at our family's camp in the Adirondacks, and evidently not a lot of Pokemon goers around there. And I know you can put Pokemon into gyms, but they can get kicked out by other Pokemon people. I don't know much.
See, I don't
more
know that
beyond
part of it yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's funny. You're $12 in and you don't. What's the $12?
I just had
spent
to
on?
increase the size of my backpack and get some solid threads. That's all. This is again a man with no kids. Okay,
You got the
can
battle
put $12
pass.
into
Does
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon have a battle pass? I
It
know.
does not.
Okay.
But it's also cool because I mean it's AR. It's augmented reality. I you pulled it up and it's like this is my fucking neighborhood and there's monsters around my house. You guys, there are, and I gotta catch them. Otherwise, who knows what they'll do? And then there's just like spots. I don't know if people set them up, but like the church down the street is like a gym or something. I don't know how to do that. I haven't done that. I haven't battled yet. I just like flicking the phone and trying to catch them. I like that. It's a real fun activity, just flicking it. Just
And then you have to go.
Sticking
You
it.
have to tap
And then-
it to like beat them up. You have to tap it to like do stuff.
oh, I don't know that. See, that's probably why I lose
Oh.
sometimes. I don't know that. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
learning.
when you-
I'm approaching this like a new Nintendo game that nobody had strategies for. You just got to learn it on your own.
Right. You learn. You.
I don't know. Yeah. So I have not fought.
There's
I've not fought
something
my
that
screen
involves like attacking an animal and going tap 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 really quick.
yet. Really?
So this is probably
No
going to
shit.
frustrate anyone who plays Pokemon Go. Is probably like, this is the worst description of this activity that these two clowns are going into.
Yeah. They're like Pokemon Go fuck yourself. Listen, I'm
that's
in.
good.
I'm
That's
one of
funny.
you. Okay. I'm one of you. Now we are a community. I am in your community now.
Very
you can't,
exciting.
You can't exclude me. I'm part of it. But then it's like then I walked on the trail the other day, and it took me forever to walk that trail because I kept fighting monsters and capturing them. But then people have pictures of things, and I like it. It's you know what, and it's really just about fitness. I guess people say that's probably the argument they make because it does encourage
that's
you to
probably
walk
what they
a lot
say.
of kilometers. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a Pokemon goer, and so this is my message to the community, to the Strange Fam. If you're a Pokemon goer, send me those digits. All right? Here, I'm going to pull up my numbers, and you can just add me so I can get all of your Pokemons. Is that how it works? I don't know. Ready? I'm gonna show you my number.
Wow.
I don't know how to do this. Never mind. I don't know how to do this.
What? How to get friends? How
Okay.
they can add you?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, here it is. Hey, ready? I'm going to show it. If you're watching on YouTube, you can get my QR code. Ready Player Jones. Look at my bucket hat. There it is. 008897610326.
Wow.
Get used to it, fam. We're pocket monster friends now.
Wow.
That's my way of being vulnerable and saying I'm okay trying new things. I never thought I'd be a Pokemon. You know what? Honestly, I don't know how I never got into it. It's weird because like it came out in the late '90s. I guess I've never been into like anime stuff, and that's what I thought it was, and it kind of is actually. But I like strategy turn-based games, and I probably would have been into it if I would have given it a go. But this isn't anything like I haven't battled yet. I don't know. I'm fresh into it. I'm just trying new things. I'm going to Buffalo to hang out with new friends. I'm playing Pokemon. I'm living a very fulfilling life. Again, if anybody wants to have kids with me, just put it in the comments. It's my pitch. It's my pitch to you.
Drop it in the comments.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Speaking of, trying new things, you started at the new job. Like really, really started.
Yes.
Like out of training
Yes.
started. How
Yep.
did day
I'm
one
in my store.
/ day two go?
It's good. So there's a lot to learn. I think the hardest part people say of learning the HR stuff. So number one, no matter what you're doing or plan to do for the day, it's interrupted by people, the human beings that work there, because of course it is. That's our job, is to listen to people.
and you can't
yeah.
put them aside because that's kind of the core of
Yeah.
what you're doing.
I have this paperwork. I think a lot of like the medical, FMLA, paid, workers' comp stuff can get difficult. So, I mean, I have a lot to learn in terms of like process, administration, all that. But the big thing I'm concerned about, we need to figure out, is how do I decorate my office, Jeff? Okay. So you walk in.
Interesting.
Imagine you walk into the door. My desk is facing the door, like the back of my monitor's there. It's almost as if the way people are looking at you or at me on the screen, you'd walk in, you'd see us looking straight at the door with maybe a monitor, the back of the monitor looking at you, the computer. There's more room to the right, so probably to the right in the front corner I'll have a little table with a couple chairs, but I have just blank wall space. And I'm trying to think about it. I have a couple ideas.
Okay. What do you got? I'll tell you.
It's kind of like a tannish brown wallpaper.
Okay.
I don't like not having a window, so I'm exploring the idea of the fake window. Have you heard of this, the fake window?
No, probably not. I don't think
Okay,
so.
let me show you.
Not
Let me
if it's-
share this. Let me share what I'm
Okay.
thinking about. Tell me if this is a win or weird. Because number one, it's for me aesthetically, but also like I want people to come in there. Because a lot of times when people come in there, they're going to be having a rough day. They're going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be an uncomfortable conversation, or they want to feel heard. Some kind of some bullshit we were talking about earlier. But I'm thinking about
Okay.
something like this. So in a place where I don't have a window,
Okay.
we've got a fake window that looks out onto a mountain and a lake, and somebody at the division office put one of these in their cubicle, and it's pretty good. I gotta say, for $20, it's obviously not a window and it's not looking out onto the mountains, but it's a pretty good picture and it looks very good, very convincing. And I'm like, walk in. I want that on the backdrop behind me. So when people are talking to me, they can, at least if they have to take a second, they can just look up and go, man, Earth is a beautiful place, just one of those. Like, do you think it'll work? Do you think a fake window? Because they have other things like cityscapes, winter, rivers, floral, cows. There's a lot of different ways to go with this.
Ooh. Okay.
Is
so
it a
now
win?
It is. It is, because I think a visual like that some people may think is cheesy, I think there's actually value in it. And like you said, it's like, it's calming. It's calming to you. It's calming to people coming in your office. It brightens it because it makes you think that it's sun shining, and that's a positive thing. I would like a series so that like during the winter, you could have like a nice winter one. So like I think a series so that when people like see that you put up the new one for spring, they're gonna be like, yeah, Matt's new decal is up. Look, it's spring outside. Like you should get a few of them to change with the seasons, and I'm not kidding. Like I 100% am serious about that.
Dude, that's a great idea. Yeah, I'll find out. So I'm gonna order one for sure, and hopefully they say they're easy to peel off. So that'll be the thing.
Yeah.
If they're a nightmare to peel off, I'm gonna bail immediately for
Yep,
sure.
Yep.
But if they're easy, $20 every few months for a new one, that's a great bit, and like I think people would be into it. Like summer,
That's
like
what I'm
summer,
saying.
just go beach, go full beach. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a grand bit, and like I also think it does aesthetically. Like, I'm gonna go a couple walls. I think I'm gonna get a mirror, just to open up the space. Make it a wider open concept, something like that. A couple. I've been looking on Instagram. Instagram knows me. My algorithm's really good, but a couple like kind of rando framed colorful pictures that are more like abstract, like maybe an astronaut with something or something, just like colorful. But I like more abstract. I want people to come in and be like, what is that? And I'll be like, you tell me. What? Hey, have a seat. You tell me. You tell me what that is. All right? I'm not here to tell you anything. I'm here to listen to you. Like that. Isn't that good? Isn't that good?
Okay, if that's your gimmick, hey, do you have a mini fridge in your office? Will they put
A
one
fridge?
in there?
You say a fridge?
Yeah.
Oh, there's one in there's like a mini. So my office is behind there's the hallway to my office. So it's my office, the other advocate, and then the store manager's office. So the three of us are in this little mini hallway that comes through. Like you have to go a door in there, and then there's a fridge in there. Yeah, so there's access to a fridge. It's not immediately in my office. It's right outside.
I was going to say,
But
I'm
yes.
like, if your office has seats because you'll be talking to people and meeting with people, I think you have to have like a comfortable setting. I think I'm talking bottles of water,
Right.
waiting like on a side table.
Yep.
Maybe a candy dish. Maybe it's particular. Maybe
Candy,
that's
duh.
also
Yeah.
maybe that's also cyclic instead of I don't know. I don't know, but I think that's that's a comfort factor because then maybe you get visitors that drop in because they're like, hey, I know Matt's got a piece of candy and I'm hunkering for like I need a piece of chocolate right now, and you're like, stop on by, friend.
Pre-opened
HR Matt
Hershey's
should
Kisses.
have candy. Nope, no. What the fuck?
Just open chocolates ready to go. Just dig in. Yeah.
Like, is this
Just
peanut
dots
brittle?
right outside the box. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just
Yeah,
a
take
bowl
all.
of
You
gummies.
pick one up. You get them all. Yeah, yeah.
Matt, what do you got there? I got a massive bowl of sour bright crawlers just for you.
Yep. I'm also thinking, for some reason, like I have two lights above on the ceiling. They're your standard, business room lights, just two fluorescents in each set.
Yeah.
When I turn off my light switch, only one of them turns off, like the back one, the one behind me. The one in front stays, so it must be connected to maybe the hallway light. So what I'm thinking is I get a lamp, just a cool lamp, to put in the back. So then I just go the one big light, and then the lamp, just to create an aesthetic, just kind of like nobody likes big light. I don't want full ceiling light, just fluorescence shining down on people in their tough moments. I want to cool it down a little bit. Hey, look out that window. Let's dial down the suntan booth here a little bit, the little tanning bed, and let's just I don't know. I have to see. I'm gonna try it.
You want to say like let's
But I want to
jam.
create a
Let's
vibe.
rap.
Yeah, let's rap.
You sound like a
it's
principal trying to be cool in like 1992.
I know. I am. Hey. That was like, should I do string lights like these guys behind me? Something like that. A little Little hanging lights.
See, then it becomes
Who knows?
tacky. No, don't do string lights.
I agree.
Don't do string lights.
It's too. Yeah, and I don't want to go too like. 'Cause I've seen people that do this gig that like really bring their hobbies in there, and I'm like, whether it's Super Mario or Lord of the Rings or like Harry Potter, like they go full Lego and bring it in, and I'm just like, that's cool, but like, it's tough. Like you got to balance the professionalism. Like I want to go more of an aesthetic deal, but I don't want toys in there per se. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I like it. I'm not going to put my Nintendo Switch and my Nintendo 64 in my office. I don't know why it doesn't speak to me in a way of like my role, even though I love it and it would be a conversation piece, but it's like, hey man, why do you have this? Oh, I fucking love video games, dude. Like, yeah, what do you play? And it's like, oh, also, we need to talk about your attendance.
Yeah, you're on a performance review.
It's got to be like the right balance of that kind of thing. I don't know.
No, you're right. It's got to go vibe and energy more than specific detailed things. And you never know.
Right, comfort.
Something of your hobby that's so prominently displayed may not only reduce professionalism, but someone might think that hobby is dumb or like childish or anything like that. And like you could just lose general credibility by someone's opinion of a thing. Not that should, but like that's the like right. It's
Yeah, you're right.
doesn't matter that they should judge
That's
you
my
on
worry.
but they could. So if it's an aesthetic, even if they don't necessarily vibe with the aesthetic, they wouldn't be upset. No one would look at a decal, a fake window of like pleasant, placid lakes and mountains and trees outside and go, this fucking guy. Fuck you in nature. Fuck you, fuck nature. Like no one's gonna
really
get
into
upset about it.
serenity.
So yeah, you should absolutely do not put up stupid inspirational posters. It's stuff that makes you think, fine. But if you put up something that's purposefully, quote unquote, inspirational, that's stupid. Don't do that. Teamwork, blah blah blah, means
Agreed.
for fighting, because then you seem like corporate douchebag. Don't be corporate douchebag. Be a chill, relaxed guy. Don't be shoving. Look how
Right.
togetherness I want this place to be. Don't do that.
And I'm thinking, even like, I'm gonna probably put like a little corner bookshelf with a plant on it, a fake plant, obviously. I can't take care of anything. But then maybe I'll put up on that bookshelf the last 3 books I read, and I'll rotate those and get really like high and mighty, like really like be. Oh, that keeps changing. It's because I read so much, you guys. I'm better than you. Don't forget, when you step in this office, I don't have Legos because I'm better than you, and I know it.
Wow, that
MJF.
took a turn. that took a turn. Books?
No, but like
Yeah, but
some
I
kind of
feel like
conversation starter.
Yeah, I think there's things.
Wait, you still read Goosebumps,
Yeah.
Matt? Yeah,
Right.
really quickly. They keep rotating. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm much more gooder at them now.
I'm on book 42. It's so fast.
Dude, have you
Yeah, I'm
read
still in
Piano Lessons
Scholastic
Are
Book Club.
Murder? It's sick, dude. No, but like every meeting you have with someone, you recommend literature, but it always ends up being a Goosebumps book. You're like, you know what? I think I got something for you. One Night in Horrorland. I think this is really gonna click with you. I think it really paints your situation well.
Oh, you never read The Haunted Mask 3? No, there is a 3.
Right.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, you got to read the first 2, obviously. But, it's gripping. It's so good.
Yeah. I think. All right, maybe Goosebumps is the way to go. Goosebumps.
Dude, that's a good idea, though.
Yeah.
The rotating the decal is the way. That's going to be my move. And I'll let you do one more. Hey, give me one more suggestion. I'm going to get a whiteboard,
Okay.
and I'm going to dorm room style it or something like that. Remember, was it cool when you were in dorm rooms to like put a whiteboard on the outside of your dorm room door and like either put a question or something like that on there, like a survey? So I think I'm going to do that. Like maybe a daily survey
Yeah.
or something like that. Like just
Well,
check,
it was
like,
also kind of like an
tacos
away
or
message.
pizza, but yes. Oh yes. IRL away message.
Um,
Maybe a way message combined with a survey.
a survey so that everyone. Ooh, that's interesting. So I'm thinking a whiteboard inside, or if your door is always open, it could be right on the outside of your door, so that if it's does the I'm asking this sincerely. I'm assuming the door swings into your office when it opens.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So if your office is open, it's still on the door, still visible and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do a this or that, and anytime someone visits, they have to take the marker and just make a tally on one thing or the other, and then you keep track of like the results and like post the results from the week before on Mondays or something, or the yesterday's poll result or something like that, and you update it and change it every day. I like that. I think it's an easy participation thing, because even if people think this is the
Yeah.
dumbest thing in the world, all you're asking them to do is make a tally mark of one or the other thing. That's it.
And then I could like make a monthly newsletter of all the results and put it in like the break room.
Yep.
People are into it. It's so dumb, but people will be like,
Yeah,
I
it's
can't believe they
stupid.
said.
It's
Yeah.
stupid, but it's easy. Or like, or you could either do the general results, or you could highlight with their permission, you could like highlight a person if you recorded their specific answers, or like at the end of the month you took the questions, the summary of all the questions, and had one like member of like management or anyone really in the building, and have them answer all of it and be like, so here's what the poll results were amongst everybody that visited my office and took the poll, but let's highlight a specific team member, and this was all of their particular answers. There's something
Yes.
stupid like that. It could be a member
Like a
of management
quote or
if you think that
something?
would
Yeah.
be viable. But if you think it would be more receptive to highlight an employee, that would be cool too. Like, or do one employee, one member of management or leadership. I don't know how the term is phrased. Yeah, I think something like that is very cool. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Look at us just talking corporate. A couple of us corporate slobs. But, it'd be like, I don't even know if like, not even like pineapple on pizza. I don't even want to go that route. I want to go, just, hey, strange fam, let me know. Give me some this or that's.
Okay.
Hey, where do you shop if it's not at Wegmans, Aldi, or Tops? Tell me.
Ooh.
I gotta know. I'm not afraid to get controversial, you guys. I'm not afraid.
I would say do an easy
if
one
I
at
care.
first. Like, do an easy one, like Israel versus Palestine. Start it off real easy, simple, objective.
Who you got? Yeah.
Let's start soft.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Get people comfortable. Make the messed up one the second day. So the first day is like pancakes or waffles, and people are like, "Oh, this new thing Matt's doing is pretty neat." The next one's Israel or Palestine. Holy crap! This took a turn.
How much did you give to Kamala? $5 or under, or over?
God, you know what though? Like
Must
workplace environment stuff. I do play a part in that in my job. Because it's a very tough thing to do, and if you want to see too, it's tough to do virtually too, because in a virtual setting, a lot of people always end up expressing like, just let me do my job and leave me alone. More so, I think, than when I was in an office. So it's really hard to try to come up with workplace environment ideas that people want to participate in when you're in a virtual setting. So like I like that challenge. And I made a Jeopardy game and invited all of the trainers to partake in a Jeopardy game.
Really?
Yeah. Like I found a website that I paid for a subscription to, that I can build a Jeopardy game and host online Jeopardy games. And I had 3 people helping me. And I'm like, I want to create the categories, create the questions. And I dove in head first. Like I literally created questions in a Jeopardy style manner and everything, and pitched this, and to lead up to it, to try to get people vibing on it, but on a different level. Every week we released an email with 5 questions under a certain topic to have fun with it. Now, obviously, in a virtual setting, people are going to Google it. So what we said is that if you return, by the end of the day, you return the 5 questions with answers, and all 5 questions were answered correctly, your name would get put onto a wheel of chance, and whoever name the wheel landed on got like a gift card. That led up to the actual Jeopardy live event, and I hosted 4 live events of full-on Jeopardy, 2 rounds, double Jeopardies, a final
Really?
Jeopardy, and everything. But we could have unlimited people play. And I think at the end of the 4 games, I think we ended up with 37 contestants and like 65 attendees total. There was people that showed up just to watch the games that didn't want to play, but they enjoyed watching people play. So I'm like, this is
Wow.
really successful. In my opinion, I'm like, that was a really successful workplace environment activity. That I was really proud
Especially
of.
for virtual.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
So I love this
That's
challenge
pretty awesome.
of trying to get people to like vibe on stuff. Like I'm not in HR, but for trainers, like it's still the same concept. Like is trying to get what is going to make people click. Like that's why I like the challenge of training people. Is training adult learners in concept is a nightmare because people are very set in their ways of this is the only way I learn. And I try to figure that out in the limited time that I'm with them and try to adapt and get people to A, enjoy training, and B, actually get the information across too. But yeah, workplace environment stuff's fun
Wow.
to try to figure out.
Look at us. Look at us. Who'd have thought? Just a couple. All we needed was a weekend away. Just a couple positive
I
dudes
know.
here. Just loving work, loving life. Just everything's good. Everything's great. You know, it's almost like there needs to be a balance to work and life, and you need to take trips and do stuff, different things and stuff, and it helps out life and stuff, and you know, just really living it. It's weird. It's weird how that works. Yeah, it's don't have enough time to worry about life if you're too busy living it, right?
Huh?
Motivation. Put that on a poster, Banksy. You dick.
What the fuck?
He's really
Shout out to
sweet. I know
Banksy.
him. He's a good guy.
You don't know Banksy. No one does.
Yeah, what? Yes, I do. He's not even British. he's from Utica. It's
Wait,
it's
what?
really weird.
I can't
Banksy,
tell if you're... Yeah,
the famous graffiti artist.
right.
All right. Is Banksy real? Yes or no? That could be one. Actually, yeah, really confusing questions. Anyways, you guys, just fresh. Keep it fresh. This is as fresh as it gets. Like, you're listening to this as it's coming right off of our lips, right off of our tongues, right out of our mouths, right out of our sloppy mouths into your sloppy ears. So enjoy. Have a great Wednesday. Or something. I don't know. Be positive, you guys. It feels good. Everything feels good.
More gooder, definitely. All right.
Catches would be more